Welcome back. If this is your first time here and you have any kind of issues with playback on this channel, please check out the link in the description to my mirrored channel on bitshoot.com, redpill_McKenzie. Now, in this video, we're going to talk about North Korea, how Trump pulled out of the North Korea summit, and we're going to have lots and lots and lots of Q posts. So, let's just get to it. Maybe one day, but it cannot go slow. The initial wave will be fast and meaningful. It will send a signal to others immediately and you'll see the tide turn. Not even the mainstream media can hide, and rest assured, some will be jailed as deep cover agents. What if North Korea had miniature nuclear payload delivery in 2004? What if North Korea had intercontinental ballistic missile capability since 2009? What if the previous tests that failed were staged? Why would this be relevant? Who's involved and why? Biggest cover-up in our history. Uranium 1 went to Canada, then went to the European Union, and ended up in Asia and North Korea. The Iran deal, Russian reset. Now mind you, all of these Q posts I'm rearranging myself, so not all the dates are exactly when some of these things happen, but it's all going to tie together here for you. Uranium 1 went to Canada, EU, Asia, Iran, and North Korea. Where did the material end up? What was the purpose? Who was supposed to win the election of 2016? Why was the Iran deal kept from Congress and placed at the highest level of classification? Meaning, a United States senator could not review the deal, but other foreign powers could. How much money was hand-delivered by the planes? Hundreds of billions, right? Why in cash? 500 euro notes, correct? Where did the planes actually land? I think there's 5 different ones, and they all didn't land in the same place. What was the cover? Who paid for Barack Obama to attend Harvard? Why would this occur pre his political days? Who was the biggest contributor to the Clinton Foundation? Could it be the same person? The graphic is the key. Why does the mainstream media push conspiracy without investigation? Who controls the mainstream media? What does the word conspiracy mean to you? Has the word conspiracy been branded to mean something shameful in today's society? The world cannot handle the truth. This pill cannot be swallowed by most. Risk in painting this picture. That's what they mean by the whole conspiracy thing. The sum of all fears. It's just a word they use, people. Doesn't mean anything. Would it blow your mind if I told you Barack Obama has been to North Korea and perhaps there now? This was back in November. Why did his administration do little to slow their nuclear and missile capabilities? Who feeds North Korea with strategic intel? Who feeds them? Is it Iran? What deal was done with Iran under Barack Obama? Or it could have meant who feeds North Korea? No. Anyway, why was the deal sealed under a top secret classification? Why wasn't Congress notified? Why, after Barack Obama left office, all of a sudden North Korea has nukes and the tech to miniaturize for payload delivery within the United States? What about the NSA, the CIA, the Director of Intelligence, etc., all confirming tech will not be in place for 5+ years? The statements were made back in 2016. Why is all of this relevant, and what does it tell you? The big picture is rare. Trust must not be earned. Trust is not blind, and nor is truth. We fight every single day on behalf of you, the people who put us here. We knew this day would come. We will never forget. Do not glorify us. We are merely the vehicle. You are what matters. You are the hope. You are love. You are peace. Stay united, stay together, and stay strong. This is bigger than any one single person or entity. You are fighting for truth, collectively, all of us, will of the people. Trust in yourself. The choice will always be yours. God bless you all. Where we go one, we go all. Q+. Big drop. How did North Korea obtain uranium? How did Iran obtain uranium? Why did Barack Obama send billions in cash and wire to Iran? Why the cash component? Why was the hostage component a cover? For what? Could any of the cash component be handed off to other people? Remember, they were in euro notes. How many planes carried the cash to Iran? 5 planes. Did they all land in Iran? No, they didn't. Did they all land in the same location, Q asks? Why is this relevant? Who controls North Korea? Who really controls North Korea? Don't think of a single person. Think of a powerful entity. Why is this important? Why are wars so important? Who benefits? What does hostage refer to? Who can be held hostage and controlled by North Korea having miniaturized nuclear weapons? Where's Barack Obama today? Where's Valerie Jarrett? Alice in Wonderland. I'll be right back. I'll come right back at it. Who really controls North Korea? The clowns. Mainstream media, CIA counterops, Project Mockingbird. It will all fall down. Qanon posted this meme and said, North Korea is a CIA black site, Operation Mockingbird. It's CIA media control. Who in the media right now is glorifying North Korea despite the Trump administration? Now, mind you, this is back in February during the Olympic Games. Time to take the offensive, the Anon says. Let's start taking names of all journalists that propagate North Korea. Let's not let them hide behind their banners anymore. Let's play Hunt the Spook. Q replies to that and says, ask yourself, why is North Korea participating in the Olympic Games this year? Ask yourself, why is this sister with Pence? Ask yourself, if controlled, how might you protect yourself and look for a way out? What's a distraction? Why did Korea come together as a country versus North and South? Ask yourself, what occurred in Asia, the reference pictures just prior to the Olympic Games? Ask yourself, what does free mean? Do we want a war? Who's trying to start a war? Ask yourself, if a missile was launched by rogue actors, what would be the purpose? Ask yourself, what should immediately start a war? Ask yourself, would the public understand the following statement? People, rogue actors, the clowns, U.S. and former heads of state is what we mean by rogue actors. They initiated a missile launch in order to force the U.S. into a war and conflict against X. That's where the conspiracy kicks in. Nobody would believe it because too many people are asleep. They don't understand how convoluted this really is on the global scale. Be the honest we know you are, Q says. Those who cannot understand that we cannot simply start arresting without first ensuring the safety and well-being of the population, shifting the narrative, meaning regaining control of the narrative in our favor, the people, not theirs, not the swampy narrative, removing those in D.C. through resignation to ensure success, defeating their fail-safes, ISIS and MS-13, preventing them, freezing their assets to remove network-to-network abilities. Okay, think of their slush funds and whatnot and their actual direct assets to their names. Kill off chain of command to prevent their top-down communications and organization, etc., etc. Dismantle them. Do you get it? If you don't, you should not be participating in discussions. Q says this. Rafa LeMayo, Chris Matthews' panel says it was the Olympics, not POTUS, that made this possible. They're idiots and losers. Break the MSM, Q says. Oh, we're going to do it. And North Korea is going to do it. And I'll explain all that too. Don't worry. Big error. Pelosi admits to travel North Korea in the past. Archive immediately. They have tried to cover this. Why is this irrelevant? And Q posts this link to the C-SPAN with Pelosi in it. These people will lose everything. The importance of this cannot be expressed more clearly. Archive offline immediately. Offline only. Future events in regards to the intel trip to North Korea will make heads roll. Pompeo, the most senior official to visit North Korea since when? Future proves past. Now I'm going to show you a quick excerpt of the video, just a part of it because it actually goes into a lot more and we really don't need to hear her drone on.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I want to still follow up on the North Korea talks. Obviously, those are moving a little closer with the revelation of Pompeo going over there. What's your confidence level or skepticism level of those talks right now, and what are realistic expectations? About a month and a half out from a possible meeting. What are realistic expectations?
Well, let me just say that as one of the few members of Congress who has been to Pyongyang, I did a number of years ago as a member of the Intelligence Committee. It's a frightening place.
An article on this. Pelosi said her concerns about North's proliferation deepened after a trip to the North many years ago. When we went to Pyongyang, we talked about missiles. We talked about MIAs and POWs. We talked about home, about a number of subjects. But about the missiles, because the development of missiles was a national security issue of concern, Pelosi said. She continued on to say, they said, look, we just make these to sell. You want to buy them? We'll sell them to you, she said. North Korea once offered to sell Nancy Pelosi ballistic missiles. That's the name of the article. Q responds and said the words used in regards to intel and buying and selling will bury her. Think net worth, classified at the level highest. How did North Korea suddenly have miniaturized nukes upon POTUS taking office? What was stated during Hussein's term by agencies? They were all supposed to be gone, right? They didn't have the capability, but turns out, boom, they did. How did North Korea suddenly obtain the missile guidance cap? What's the leverage? Define hostage. Their last hope. And this isn't related to that where the Anon says we already knew this though, but this is the Q post I'm using because what do the clowns do with the access codes and the tech? Who controls North Korea? Who really controls North Korea? What families are protected using this leverage? Bank and financial leverage. Nuclear strike package leverage? Why is Iran protected? Why is Iran funded by the United States? What news about Iran broke? Well, we got out of the deal now. Not when this Q post happened, but now we're out. We're out of the deal. Freed from that. Drugs. What about weapons of mass destruction? Why did Brennan and others provide false intel in regards to North Korea capability and Iran tech with their nuclear development? Plates full, Q says, meaning they've got a lot to do here. Have faith. What does the house cleaning represent? We always knew. Final stage. What does North Korea represent? Threat, safeguard, their insurance. Poof, it's gone. Q took it away. Kim to China represents something vital. Key. Many will be buried before they're exposed. They'll probably suicide themselves. False flags, distractions. I still follow your lead on all of this, the Anon says, relying on more the inquiry of those digging here, but March wasn't nearly as mad as what you sold us. Please don't build us up to break us down, Q. And Q mentions North Korea. After 6 tests, the mountain hosting North Korea's nuclear blast may be exhausted from this Washington Post article. Have North Korea's nuclear tests become so big that they have altered the geological structure of the land? Some analysts now see signs that Mount Montap, the peak under which North Korea detonates its nuclear bombs, is suffering from tired mountain syndrome. The mountain visibly shifted during the last nuclear test, an enormous detonation that was recorded as a 6.3 magnitude earthquake in North Korea's northeast. Since then, the area, which is not known for natural seismic activity, note that, not known for natural seismic activity, has had 3 more quakes. What a coincidence, Q says. The mountain that housed North Korea's nuclear weapons and testing collapsed. Unbelievable timing. I wonder if critically important materials as well as scientists, aka the bomb makers, were inside when it happened. Shocking no global news agencies expect we had anything to do with it. Enjoy the crumbs. Boom! First boom revealed, and don't take it that literal. Did you catch it? The last will be magical. And Anon throws up a question mark to that Q post and puts up this picture. North Korea is willing to discuss giving up nuclear weapons, South says. Q replies and says, well, just wait and see. Reread the drops. You have more than you know. Eyes in the sky. Sum of all fears. Why aren't North Korea developments receiving worldwide praise? We endure. Hostage no more. Ate them all up. Here's a post, an old Q post, and where the Anon said, did anyone see what was in this vid? And QAnon said, isn't that curious what's below? Well, Anon reposts that and says, also 111 days before Monday was this. Did we decide that it was North Korea? Well, Q confirms it and says, do you think the Asia Live operation was posted for nothing? Equals. Watch the water. Q also says, back then when Bill Clinton took this photo with Kim Jong-il, and mind you, there's Tony Podesta, that snake right there too in the background. But note the water. It's all choppy. It's crazy. Like a huge storm. Just very unsettling for the water. I'm not unsettled. The water is. But now, with the North and the South, check out the background. It's not crazy anymore. Q says, water. Why is this event big? What does it signify? Why is North Korea out of the news as the world turns? And Qanon explains the symbol here. It's calm, tranquil, setting sun, dusk. Peaceful end to the 70-year-old nightmare. No more division, no more fuse. Setting sun of the fake half of the Hermit Kingdom into a tranquil manner. Kim Boy looks beaten, puffing out his chest in a last act of defiance. Q confirms. Peace on the Korean Peninsula isn't big news. Should we drop a Moab on that? Times tables shift next week. Logic says they simply would not report it. Total viewers limited. Message controlled. Truth is in the shadows. Trust the plan. Think North Korea. Think the nuclear stranglehold. Think logically. There's a timeline. There's a plan. Are you awake? Do you see for yourself here? North Korea ready to discuss denuclearization, U.S. officials say. And Q says, after all these years, as Q posts the link, no mainstream media positive blast. Think, now Syria, Iran, Russia flexed through their missile tech. Okay, that fear porn whack-a-mole that I talked about in another video. Okay, you get rid of one threat, another one pops up. We started asking coincidence long ago for a specific reason, to see if you could see. Those awake can finally now see for themselves. Do you think it's a conspiracy still? Have faith. Trust the plan. Okay, here we go, Anons. Wow, huge. North Korea will meet with 45. MAGA, the Anon says. Well, Q replies and says he already did. Think back to the North Korea pics. Everything has meaning. This will break the mainstream media. Think about this. If it actually already happened and the deal's already done, all the theater that's going here. Okay, November 14th, the name of the file. Thank you, Asia. Okay, it's that same one where we asked, was it North Korea? And confirmed, yes, down there's North Korea. Well, there's more to it. Q posts that same picture again, says, thank you, Kim. Deal made. Clowns out. Strings cut. We took control. Iran's next. And Anon posts this picture of a Trump tweet. North Korea has not conducted a missile test since November 28th and has promised not to do so through our meetings. I believe they will honor that commitment. And the Anon says, I swear Trump is killing me here. He just keeps putting out clues. He's already talked to Kim. And Q replies, you're learning. How many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? Ask yourselves that if you're still watching. Wait until you learn who's been talking to you here. What makes a movie good? Is it great actors? It's a good piece of it, right? Think the Forbidden City. POTUS never crossed the line, the ground. I know I lost maybe some of you here who knows where the Forbidden City's at. It's in China. But I'll connect that to North Korea because it does say think Forbidden City. I'll get there in a second. Do not glorify us. We work for you. Promises made, promises kept. Q posts just this picture. And it's labeled North Korea, Singapore, security. Q posts it again. Well, an Anon posts this and says, Marina Bay Sands, Singapore. Is this the Sky event? Q basically confirms by saying, note the pictures we post are all originals. Think about what that means. Now, time for me to explain and kind of put the pieces I just threw out to you together a little bit more with a little bit extra. So, peace on the Korean Peninsula isn't big news. Should we drop a Moab on that? After 6 tests, the mountain hosting North Korea's nuclear blast may be exhausted. Suffered tired mountain syndrome. Okay? 6.3 magnitude, which is not known for natural seismic activity. And they had 3 more quakes. Okay? Remember, Q said, what a coincidence, the mountain that housed North Korea's nuclear weapons and testing collapsed. Unbelievable timing. I wonder if critically important materials as well as scientists, okay, aka the bomb makers, were inside when it happened. Shocking, no global news agency suspects we had nothing to do with it. Think of that WAPO article, okay? They're hiding it. Enjoy the crumbs. Here's this other Q post that I've already shown you here, okay? Think the pictures we post are all originals. Think about what that means, okay? Think Forbidden City. POTUS never crossed the line, the ground. It's in the sky. Promises made, promises kept. North Korea is willing to discuss. Eyes in the sky. Note the pictures we post are all originals. In the sky. Never crossed the line, the ground. Okay? Because they're in the sky. Now, enough about talking about the sky. I did mention that I said Forbidden City. I wasn't going to link that to China. I was going to link that to North Korea, didn't I? Well, I am. So here's Forbidden City on Wiki. Well, quite literally, it is in China. The Forbidden City is a palace complex in central Beijing, China. The former Chinese imperial palace from the Ming Dynasty to the end of the Qing Dynasty. Note that Q there. I know Q didn't swap it. It's just I think that's a little funny and almost like a tip of the hat. Anyway, the years 1420 to 1912, it now houses the Palace Museum. Now remember, this is the literal, saying that the Forbidden City is in Beijing, China, because literally it is. Well, figuratively, and trying to only think Forbidden City, continuing on in this wiki article, after being the home of 24 emperors, 14 of the Ming Dynasty, and 10 of the Qing Dynasty, the Forbidden City ceased being the political center of China in 1912 with the abdication of Puyi, the last emperor of China. Under an agreement with the new Republic of China government, Puyi remained in the inner court while the outer court was given over to public use. So this is where the figurative comes in through my interpretation, and where I'm saying, think Forbidden City. Okay? If you swap out China with North Korea and Puyi with Kim Jong-un, and go with that core of the message right there, Kim Jong-un being the last emperor of North Korea under an agreement with the Republic of China, all of Korea coming together, okay? But he's still going to keep his little innards while everyone on the outer gets to be more free from it, okay? But he gets to keep his safety and whatnot. But that's my interpretation, and that's why I think Forbidden City. And let's add to more of this because it is in Singapore. Now, an Anon made this graphic quite a while ago of the POTUS trip in Asia. Okay, it starts and ends in Hawaii. Starts on November 4th right here. Goes all the way around. Okay, with various Trump tweets and QAnon posts with pictures all the way around Asia. Back here in Hawaii on November 14th. Now, there are other things about this, but I'm not going into those details because I'm trying to just go on the North Korea thing here. But I will go into where at least it traveled. So there's all the tweets up there, and as it went along here. Now, I don't think these blue lines are 100% the real flight paths, but these are markers. So anyway, November 6th, there was a Q photo of the South China Sea Fleet. There's the Q post right over there. See the lines drawn. November 7th, the next day, Q takes a picture of South Korea. All right? This right here, going to that one last, because that's on the 14th. November 8th, Trump tweet. Trump photo from Air Force One, do it Q. Okay? All their thumbs up, draw a Q. And just a little extra caveat to this right here, you can actually draw a whole nother Q. If you want to take this Q and include Trump's hand down here that doesn't have the thumbs up, you can bring out this circle to where the circle actually gets drawn out to Trump's thumb instead of in between Trump's thumb and Stephen Miller's thumb. So draw that full circle, and then you can take that line and slash it all the way through, and you just have an even bigger Q. So you got two different Qs you can draw there. Not to mention that when you save the photo that tweet was posted in, it says do it Q. It starts with do it Q. Again, how many more coincidences? November 9th, Q photo, Hong Kong. Here's the south travel right there, all the way back to Hawaii. What happened in on November 14th? Well, Donald Trump posted, "Thank you, Asia." Okay, remember those Q posts where it said, "Thank you, deals made"? Well, I'm going to go back to the South here. And remembering how I said I don't fully believe all these blue lines are the actual flight paths. Just everything here with the Q's and the faces, the Trump faces, are markers. Well, zooming down here, look what's over here. We got Singapore. I think it was possible that they did visit Singapore and already had the meeting. And Q was watching as security. That's an old photo, even though Q posted the photo in, I think, March. Okay? All that future proves past. It doesn't matter exactly when they posted it. It doesn't mean it's really live time and what's going on. Now, mind you, this is just my theory. Do not take me, no matter how convincing this may have been, or unconvincing. Well, if it's unconvincing, you're not going to take my word for it, right? Well, if you were convinced, please don't just take my word for it. Okay, this is just my stab at it, trying to connect all the Q posts and pieces together. And the whole time I was doing it, I was really just trying to think of like a movie going on. Because, well, now with Trump getting out, what makes a movie good? Great actors, okay? So with Trump now calling out, pulling out of the summit, it's part of the movie. We've already, think about strategically if QAnon is 100% right here. We've already taken out Kim Jong-un's real world leverage. We've destroyed all the nuclear sites. Tie that in with the today and how Kim Jong-un supposedly destroyed his own nuclear sites today, some of them, okay, and did not have any outside verifiers there to verify it. Why? Well, because there was nothing there to verify. We all know that. But why? More importantly, was there nothing to verify? Because it's gone. It's already been blown up. That's my theory from what the Q post says and what it indicates. Now, the deal's already made. Mainstream media is going to really show through their hate of Trump, and they already are, as they have been for so long. They're going to show through their hate of Trump how much they're going to take the side more of North Korea and hoping that the deal fails and that peace doesn't prevail, as opposed to peace happening and Trump getting a peace prize or something. Or the deal, they hate Trump that much, they would much prefer that the peace didn't happen with him doing it. That's how crazy. That's why they're doubling down. That's why it just seems so much more insane when you look at most outlets covering this. So I think the deal, because Q says deal's already been made, that this is just part of the show. Enjoy it. Pull up some popcorn. Okay? For some of you, get some floss too to get those kernels out. But a lot of fun here, at least for me. POTUS deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for his work. We are in this together, no fame. This is about taking back our freedom and saving our children and people from the evil that has plagued our country and the world for so long. So, if you like this and you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe. And again, if you liked it, share, because sharing's caring. And if you did subscribe today, please ring that bell for notifications so YouTube has absolutely no choice in what content of mine you get to see. Thanks. I hope you liked it. This is Red Pill Mackenzie. God bless.